Hi everyone, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my updated brow routine. I have had so many questions about this over the last couple of weeks. People have noticed that my brows have been slightly different and wanted to know what products I've been using and how I apply them. Now, I also got a lot of questions about this in my recent video, Why on Earth Did I Not Try These Sooner?, where I featured the product from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Dip Brow Pomade. A lot of people were a little bit tentative about trying this product because they thought it was going to be really difficult to apply and wanted me to do a tutorial on how I apply this. So I thought it would kill two birds with one stone. Now, just a little bit of info for everybody. If you bought the NYX Microbrow Pencil because I recommended it, you are still not going wrong with this product. I still think this product is absolutely phenomenal quality for the amount that you pay for it. In my opinion, this is still the best brow pencil on the market, by far. So don't come for me. I still think this is amazing. I just don't use this on a regular basis anymore because this is how I prefer to do my brows. Let's just talk about the brow pomade for a second and why I feel like this is an easier option than applying my trusted brow pencil. Now, you can apply this at any time in your routine and have no problems whatsoever. So right at the beginning of the routine, in the middle of the routine, at the end of the routine, you're going to get the same level of pigmentation adhering to the brow hairs and the brow skin, whereas I feel like the brow pencil is slightly more limited. If you like to go in with a brow wax or a brow gel before you go in with any sort of pigmentation product to fill in those gaps and create those little hair strokes, you may have a problem with the pencil because the brow wax and the brow gel tends to leave a residue on the surface of the skin which acts as a barrier, and the pencil doesn't show up on that barrier as well as the pomade does. You will still get that level of pigmentation from the pomade, whereas you really have to work the pencil into the skin several times before the pigmentation will show up properly. So if you're one of those people that's slightly nervous to start using a brow pomade, you feel like it's going to be a bit too messy for you, I would give it a try. It's only makeup, it's really easy to use, and if you mess up, it just wipes off. It's not a tattoo we're applying to the skin here. The main tip that I will give you is get the right tools. So the tool that I have is from Anastasia Beverly Hills and it's the 7B brush. This is absolutely fantastic. They also have another brush which is equally as good with slightly smaller brush on the end. So if you have thinner brows than me, you may want to go for that one, and I will link everything in the description box for you. This also comes with a spoolie which you can straighten if you want to, or you can have it bent. I feel like I get the best out of it if I bend it in place like that. So to start my brow routine, I go in with one of two products. I either use my Pears transparent soap, which is absolutely brilliant, super affordable, and has supreme hold. If you don't like the thought of having soap in your brows throughout the day, which I can completely understand if you have super sensitive skin, or you just can't be bothered to wet it when you're doing your makeup, which I also understand. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze is also absolutely fantastic. And like I said, if I can't be bothered to get off my bum and wet the soap, this is the product that I use, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I dip straight in with my spoolie, just get some of the product on the spoolie, and then brush through my brows just to get them where I want them. Now, I like my brows stood on end. This look is not for everybody, but this is how I like to do them, but you style your brows however you prefer. Once I've got my brows styled where I want them, I will reach for my pomade. Now, I have the shade Taupe, and as you can see in the product, there are lots of little lines. That's just from me putting the brush in the product. The biggest tip I can give you when using this pomade is you don't need a lot. So all I do is touch the product with my brush. That's all I'm doing. I'm not dipping it in really deeply. I'm not swiping in the product. I am just touching the product with the end of the brush. You can always apply more. It's very difficult to take it away. First of all, what I'm going to do is touch the skin with the brush. No swiping motions, nothing. I'm just touching the base of the brow where I want the brow to start. So I'm just outlining the base of the brow. I like to keep the top of the brow quite natural. So I'm just outlining the base, just touching the skin, just like that. And then with the same brush, no more product, I'm just swiping up to blend that into the hairs. Now a lot of people might be saying, oh my goodness, why is she taking her time with this? You should just whap it on and blend it in. This is a relatively new thing for me and I like to take my time with my brows. So in a month's time, I might be gouging this out and smothering it all over my brows, but at this moment in time, I like to take my time. Once I've done that bottom outline, I could leave it like that if I wanted to, but I'm just going to add a few more hairs into the mix, especially at the front of my brows, just to make them look a little fuller. So I'm just tapping my brush into the pomade again, and I'm just going to add just some hairs at the front of my brow. Just touching the skin with the brush. And also anywhere else that I feel needs slightly filling in. So I try not to use too much pomade because I feel like the more you use, you may as well just have filled your brows in with a brow pencil before you went in with the wax. I try and leave a few gaps because I want them to look like hairs rather than looking like it's all been drawn on. So I'm happy with how they look. I still think they look fluffy. I still think they look natural. Again, this might not be everyone's preference, but it's mine. So this is how I do my brows. I'm gonna put my brush down to stop me from getting tempted to go back into the pomade again and fill in more gaps. Because if I did that, it would just look a little overdone and more unnatural. So I try and only apply the pomade very sparingly where I need it. A little bit more of an added tip for you, and this is super important if you want your pomade to last. Make sure the top is screwed on really tightly, and for an added bonus, put this in a Ziploc bag so it can't dry out really quickly, because the amount of product that's in here, this should last me a really long time, but if you don't store it correctly, this is going to dry out and you're not going to get as much use out of it. So screw it on tight, Ziploc bag, you'll get a really long time out of it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in some way. I am now going to exit this room because it's about 55 degrees in here and I am melting. Absolutely melting. Another great point about the pomade, by the way. Just stays on all day and doesn't melt all down my face. Really, really good product for the summer. Hope to see you all in the next video, everyone. Bye.